What's up, guys? Welcome back to the weekly scraps. We are rocking and rolling back in New York. Woo, woo. What's good? All right, guys, I'm sorry. I didn't throw up no C's. I didn't throw up no B's. I don't mean to offend nobody.
Only a small percentage of the people watching will even know what you're talking about.
I don't know. They might be from the hood, bruv.
I don't.
They might be from the hood, bruv, innit?
Are there a lot of MMA fans in the hood?
Nah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think
Nah,
so.
but there's some real gangster ones that know what's up. So
I only know what B's and C's mean because of you. Like, I knew Bloods and Crips, but I didn't know B's and C's meant that.
nah, it's just the alphabet, bruv.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm not a snitch.
We're back in New York, back in Strong Island. Got some training in. Got to see the boys, man. Got to see Dennis, Matt Favola, Naseem Sadikov, all the guys, Armando. Killers Row.
Dude.
A lot of good. And Pombino. How could I forget Pombino? We got to get some work in.
Only one we haven't seen is Charlie.
Charlie, yeah.
He's been missing.
You know what's kind of crazy? This whole time I thought Armando was a featherweight. And I'm over here asking him, like, how much you weigh? So when we sparred, getting ready for the MALLEY fight, I'm kind of like thinking, like, this is a big motherfucking flyweight, featherweight, like.
He's tall, man.
Tall. So then I'm thinking, like, how am I going to do with this weight based on how I do with him? Like, obviously, he's much bigger than me at the time. He cut down. It's going to be a little bit different. But come to find out, he's been a lightweight this whole time. He's been a lightweight this whole time. So
That's crazy that you didn't know that.
Yeah, because he told me, I was like, how much do you walk around at, like, when you're not training kind of a thing? He said 178. So I'm like, damn, I got to put some weight on. That's a big boy.
Now you did put some weight on.
Yeah, so yesterday I actually woke up 170. So I'm in my head, 2 days ago. So now I'm in my head, I'm thinking like, yeah, I got to put a couple more pounds on if I want to be competitive with these guys, like just natural. For featherweights. If I want to be making that jump after this, you know? So
how much stronger do you feel grappling at this weight?
It's night and day, bro. It is night.
Like when you're down to like 152, like a couple weeks out, right?
Yeah.
How much weaker are you?
I mean, I still feel like at 55, I'm still pretty strong. But when I'm down to like 52, I feel like I could feel a little bit of a difference.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Do you feel like super hungry?
Yeah, because I feel like I'm starting that cut, like right around that window. But then when I cut down, like when I get to 45 and then when I cut down to 35, that's where I feel the most drastic difference in strength, size, speed, agility. I'm, like right now, I'm not in shape, but I'm bouncing around, I'm moving, and I'm getting tired really quick. But doing the Shark Tank drills with Naseem, getting in some rounds with him, getting to move around. I wrestled with Delemy, who's relatively in shape all the time. I think he's 3-0 right now or 4-0?
4-0.
4-0 as a pro at 145.
We literally just talked about that today, actually.
Yeah, he's a tank, you know, so.
Freaking monster. I was asking him, how does he get to 45?
Yeah, he's like, I feel like he's like, well,
he's
a little bit shorter.
But jacked.
Yeah.
Like.
Nah, he's shorter than you, bro.
Like, but he's almost there. Like, I was looking at him today. I was like, you're not that much shorter than me.
Yeah. And he fights at 45. So I'm just looking at all the guys, Dennis, all these guys, some of the other guys I've trained with, Julian and Rosa, just trying to get a gauge on how much I need to kind of be around if I want to make that transition. Dan Ige.
You know, bulk a little? Like.
I don't know. Maybe it's just good where I'm at.
Maybe.
We'll see, though, because it's all good. Like, getting to find out that he was actually a lightweight this whole time, I was like, whoo. I had a deep sigh of relief.
Okay.
Because in my head, I'm thinking, maybe I really am a bantamweight. And I'm just crazy. But, yeah, that made me feel a lot better.
Speaking of bantamweights, Merab's rumored to have a fight coming up against Henry Cejudo.
Against double cringe?
Quadruple cringe.
Well.
Cringe squared.
Well.
Squared.
That would mean him having, like, a couple belts, but.
No.
He's just double.
For every belt you took from him, you gave him a cringe in return. So it's like you took his gold medal and his belt, so you gave him 2 cringes, so it's quadruple cringe.
Yeah, that gold medal came in handy against Mike Grundy, man, at Polaris, too, because that man was strong.
That's another gold medal.
Yeah. I almost got him with one takedown with the body lock, and then he was able to kind of whip me over, and I tried to step in front, and then we kind of went out of bounds, and like when we like ran into the crowd and the coaches. And
he's freaking big, though.
He was strong. But that's going to be like the power struggle. But the thing is, he actually knows how to wrestle.
Right.
So he knows the body positioning, and he wrestled on a world stage, not just I wrestled in high school.
Right.
Like he actually wrestles.
But I don't think there's anyone in the top 5 at featherweight who's like a world-class wrestler.
World class, maybe. When you say world class, we're thinking like credentialed, or we're just saying
thinking
what
like
they've done in the octagon.
elite MMA wrestler in the UFC.
Bryce Mitchell,
He's not top 5.
Mozart Evloev. I don't know if he's top 5 either, but
Neither of them. They're both top 10.
other than that, I think that's it.
Those
in the
two
top
guys.
5.
Yeah.
Top
Those
10.
would be interesting fights, actually.
I don't want to fight no wrestlers, man, because it's a lot of work, man. Even like the Henry fight, I know people are like, oh, that was like, you made it look easy. I'm like, yes and no, because it's like one takedown away from being on your back against a guy who knows how to defend the right way.
Yeah.
Fortunately for me, he was just kind of silly, and every time I had a failed takedown, I don't even know why I shot so many failed takedowns. I don't know if I was just kind of like throwing it away to kind of keep him guessing. But he didn't even try to like spin take my back or nothing like that. Maybe that would have actually worked to my advantage to create the scrambles, but he didn't even try to do that. It was just, I'm going to stuff the takedowns and I'm going to sit there and look at you. So.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't want to enter that realm.
Yeah, but somehow it's my fault that I'm just, oh, you're just hanging on your knees. You just bait guys on your knees.
How do you, I mean, it's not. You done? Rebecca, you want to sub in for Aljo real quick? It's going to be
Merab versus double cringe, quadruple cringe, whatever you want to call it. You can call him whatever you want to call it.
It's not official yet, but it's like,
That's the fight they're going to make.
that's what's going to happen.
I'm breaking news right here. Rob, don't be mad at me.
That's my breaking news noise. Okay, back to
We're gonna work on
back
that.
to the lab.
I'm definitely looking forward to this fight. It's going to be a good one. Supposedly supposed to happen in January. Guys, this is a big fight for the division. It's kind of crazy that Chito will be getting the next shot, being number 6. He had a relatively competitive and close fight with Pedro Munoz. That's his last victory to date, who's not even in the top 5. His last one, he lost very dominantly, even though it was a split decision. This is what gets me crazy. Fans go, to me, the ones that hate on me, oh, he had a questionable title reign. He had a split decision against Piotr Jan, and he had a split decision against Henry Cejudo. I'm like, guys, the fight was not even, in my opinion, was not even close. 3-2, easy all day long. I guess that is kind of close, right? I guess 2 rounds apiece.
But wait, it's 3-2, easy, 4-1, pretty much. It's you could score that fight 4-1 easily.
With Henry.
Yeah.
But the Jan fight.
Oh, you're saying Jan? Okay.
Yeah, with Jan, I'm definitely gonna say easily it was 3-2.
You definitely
But
took 1, 2,
one
and
of
3.
them should have been a 10-8 round. But we won't even like nitpick at that. We'll just say it was 3-2. And then with this matchup, being that he won a split, he lost a split decision. But we all know if you watch the fight, that Corey clearly won that fight easily 4 rounds to 1. But somehow one judge gave him a victory. I
Gave
can't.
Chito a victory.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
It was a split decision.
Wait.
Sandhagen almost got robbed, bro. I would have felt so bad for the Sandman.
Wait, hold on. So Merab definitely deserves it. If they're not going to give it to you, it's definitely Merab who should get it.
It should be Merab.
Then
Chito's getting it.
the next guy would be Corey.
The next guy would be Corey.
Who should get it? Who's coming off 2 dominant victories.
I mean, Corey could fight me for it if he wants.
You want that fight?
My man's a wrestler now.
But like, okay, so if they're gonna give it to Chito, who Corey just beat up.
Yeah. Corey's stuck in limbo. They might throw Corey right back with Umar again. Which it's not a terrible thing, but also it's unfair because he earned the shot. But because he's injured, another man gets to step in and take his opportunity, even though it's the wrong guy. It is completely the wrong guy getting the shot. And I think all fans know that.
But it's like, it's annoying because Merab's not injured. He's ready to fight Sean.
Yes.
And it's like.
But they were saying, I saw some people in the comments saying, this is punishment for us not fighting each other. I'm like, what does us having to not fighting have to do with Merab being the number 1 consensus guy who's the next highest ranked, not injured, hasn't fought the champ yet? He should be next.
I mean, it doesn't make sense.
But the business model, it always comes down to the money.
But it makes dollars.
Does it though?
I mean, definitely Chito and Sean's a big fight.
I guess.
And Chito's somehow just a big star, so it's like, if he does beat Sean, it's like they're still got a star there.
Yeah.
And they can do the rematch for the. Well, I guess there's no trilogy really.
Yeah, we'll see. And then
They told you you're not gonna get the fight.
they didn't tell me directly, but I pretty much know I'm not getting the fight.
Okay.
The next thing, and my thing is that's crazy about this, there is a good chance that Chito can actually beat Sean O'Malley. And I know people are saying this is an easy win, but this is how deep the division is. I'm saying right now, I'm predicting an upset. I'm predicting an upset
That Chito beats Sean.
That Chito's going to beat Sean again.
Really?
That's how I really feel.
Because in my opinion, I feel like Sean has transcended Chito, skill-wise.
And I know I'm going to get flack for this, but I'm going to say what it is because this is from an analyst standpoint.
Okay.
If you watch the first fight with them, Sean does the same thing. He throws one-off shots. Chito was just walking him down, and eventually he threw the one kick. Okay, let's erase the kick. We saw what happened when he hit the ground. The leg has nothing to do with him defending punches and elbows from his back. I would imagine that the fan base would agree with that, right? But on the feet, people are saying he's too slow, he's too hittable, he starts too slow. O'Malley's not a knockout artist. He hasn't knocked out Piotr Jan. They're gonna say, oh, he knocked you out. Guys, he did not. Oh, he flat. Come on, let's be real. I ran into the shot the same way I did with Marlon Moraes. I don't run into the shot. He hits me with that shot. I'm still standing. Let's call it what it is. I ran into it. Boom. Doubled the impact. I fell and I was still fine. Whatever. I was rocked. Yeah, you could say that. But you look at the Chito fight. He's not one-punching Chito unless Chito was to run forward the same way I did and get sniped. It's not happening. Chito stands in the same spot. And he's going to sit there, be patient, walk him down, hands up. He's going to throw those long kicks. He's very durable. I think we've seen that even with the Sandhagen fight. He's got a great gas tank. Sean gets tired. And Sean gets tired.
Wow, that's true.
I'm telling you guys, just watch it from, don't listen to me and think it like I'm being a hater. I'm not being a hater. I'm just calling it what it is. I'm saying there is a very good chance that Chito is going to get this upset and show the world. And I hate this because I wanted to be the one to smash O'Malley. And I should have been more patient, but I didn't. He got the win. But Chito's going to show, I think, not saying he's going to embarrass him. I think he's just going to show that the division is that competitive. And Sean is good, but he's not the second coming of Christ that some of these people, and he's got a good fan base. You know, fan base are the fan base. They're going to go behind and support the guy no matter what.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Sean can't win, but Sean is not, like we've seen him with the Jan fight. We've seen the first round with me and him. We've seen the fight with him and Chito. We've seen the fight with him and Pedro Munoz. So when you look at these fights and you compare like the output versus what's actually happening, you're like, well, he's really not the guy to just one punch people. He one punched Eddie Wineland, end of his career. He one punch who else? Like who? Who else? I mean, TKO'd.
One punched, yeah, nobody.
Yeah, so it's like,
yeah.
I'm not saying he doesn't have power. What I'm just saying is this fight is going to be a lot closer than people think.
So
a lot closer, and I'm siding with Chito, not because I want Sean to lose. I'm siding with Chito because I think stylistically, Chito has some advantages that even though Sean is probably a better technical fighter, I think Chito's going to be able to get away with this in a 5-round fight.
I see the point, like with the cardio. My pushback is just, I feel like Sean and Corey have somewhat similar styles. Corey just has more, like, different ways that he's gonna attack you.
Yeah.
Sean's a little more like one-dimensional, but they're both long-rangey guys with footwork, and they're strikers.
Yeah.
And they're both really good at strikers. And Chito just lost to Corey. He got dominated by a guy similar to Sean. So I'm just,
but
and then Sean's been in these.
The big factor was what? The wrestling. Is Sean gonna go out there and wrestle him and ice those rounds? I don't think so.
It's that, but it's also Chito's a slow starter. He doesn't throw a lot.
But the fact that Sandhagen got up on those rounds was because he wrestled him. First round he took him down like almost right out of the gate, and ground and pounded him pretty good, where it looked like he might even get the fight stopped. And Chito just sat there covered, weathered the storm, and then he came back. I mean, when you say he came back, I mean, he got back up, but it was just like, You can't get taken down and held down for 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, I forgot about the wrestling.
So that's the difference. So I'm saying when you analyze it, put your analyst hat on and not be an emotional fanboy, you're going to see that I'm actually making sense with what I'm saying. And this is why at the championship level, fights are the fights. Sean Strickland, Izzy, Adesanya, fights are the fights. Stylistically, when you look at certain things, you see what some people struggle with versus what they excel against.
Yeah.
That's the fight right there. That's how you know what matchups are going to look like. One guy doesn't just sit on top of the throne. And this is why I always said the same thing about Khabib. Like, I wish he got to fight like a high-level grappler, like a Arman Sharyukian, like a Gamrot, because that's an interesting fight because stylistically, he's not going to just take those guys down and just hold them down. Unless he's
really
just him. And he might be. But we never seen those matchups. We just never got to see it.
I mean, kind of Al. Like, he stopped wrestling Al at a point.
But you stopped wrestling Al, or the guy who took the fight on 1 day's notice.
No, I know, I'm saying.
Never wrestled
Al's
for
not
this
even
training
known
camp.
for his wrestling.
Well, Al,
I'm saying
actually, he's not.
You get a guy who's known. I know
Yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah.
But even Al like gave him a hard time. Like,
Yeah, 'cause he actually
I
knows
watched
how to
that
wrestle.
fight recently, and I was like, damn, Khabib's not throwing takedowns in these last 2 rounds,
Yeah.
really. So.
Oh, he was working his job. He just was playing. He wanted to take it easy on him. Shut up. Shut up. I hate that.
But back to Merab and Henry. We didn't even get to Merab and Henry. Really.
Oh, yeah, sorry. This is going to be a long segment on Merab and Henry. Just look at the Merab and Henry fight. I think stylistically, Merab's got the cardio advantage. I think with me and Henry, you can see that Henry's output wasn't very high because I think he's nervous about getting tired. I think when you can fight a guy who doesn't get tired over 5 rounds, we'll see if it's 5 or 3. That is the difference.
It's going to be 3.
If it's 3,
because it's not going to be a main event.
I'm just going to say if it's 3, that could be the only benefit that Henry Cejudo will have on his side. Because
but I feel like Merab,
because he can play the clock.
Merab wins first rounds though. I feel like
Yeah.
he comes out like aggressive.
He comes out aggressive, but I'm saying
I could see Henry losing the first round and being tired by the second.
Could be. Or I could see him possibly landing in the clinch and landing an inside leg trip and then just trying to stay on the ground. But Merab is very tough to hold down. And I think once he realizes that Merab is not easy to hold down, the same way like me, easy to hold down, he's going to be like, I got to either make a decision now. Am I fighting on the feet or am I going to continue to try and wrestle and try to take this man down? And I think that's going to be the difference. So, yeah, I think even in a 3-round fight, I just think he does better in a 3-rounder than he would fare over 5 rounds with Merab.
Definitely.
But I still think in 3 rounds, Merab can get him. I think his calf kicks are going to be huge. Chop him down. Go into the body with his body shots. And
it's hard to hit Merab, too.
I think his timing is just going to be so awkward for Henry Cejudo to realize. Like, it's one thing to watch him on paper where he goes, oh, he sucks. And I'm like, yeah, you think so? You want to get in here with him? You sure about that? You sure about that? Ask these other guys, man. All these other guys.
I feel like
he's 0, right? He's 0. And then he goes out there and he realizes that 0 is like, yo, bro.
50-45.
Yeah, that was...
Made you switch stances.
Oh, man. So
in like the second round.
If there's any advice I'm giving Henry is good luck.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Good luck with that problem.
But it is tough because it's not like you're not going to take Henry down as many times as you take Peter Yan down.
Oh, it's easy to take anyone down who gets tired, bro.
Well, yeah, if he gets tired,
It's easy to take anyone down who gets tired. That Olympic gold medal goes out the window, even though I have it right now over there on the other side of the room. So I think him not having that gold medal is going to make a big issue for him to just stop the takedowns right out of the gate. He might stuff like 2, 3.
Because he took his soul, basically.
And then he might do the splits again, bro. He might be doing the splits. Rob might have him doing the splits. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a fun fight. And I believe the winner of that will get the next title shot. Unless I decide to just stick around, you know? We'll see. I don't know. Every time I think about that cut, even if they gave me the rematch, part of me is still kind of like, guys, I'm just talking out loud with some of the thoughts in my head. I'm just like,
okay.
Do I really want to make that cut again? Not really, but yes. It's like this, yes, yes.
No.
But we'll see what happens. So, big fight coming up. And shout out to DC for at least understanding and giving me some of my flowers, man, and saying, like, who deserves a rematch. more like I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he definitely said I deserve the rematch, and he just knows I'm not gonna get it because business-wise, there's a storyline there for them. Obviously, there's a storyline for me too, but they think this storyline is better, and I think they think if they give me a shot in a rematch, that is probably more of a it's probably risking too much. It's probably like put it all in again on black.
You're still the toughest stylistic matchup for Sean.
Him. Yeah, I think so too.
So,
Merab, I think Merab too, but I think the difference is Merab takes you down over and over, where I could take you down and I could finish the fight on the ground with ground and pound or submissions. So
yeah,
I think that's the difference.
Right. Which is also what Henry doesn't have that I think is going to hurt him in the fight. But yeah, DC that said you should get the rematch.
So that was cool. And I know he was saying that he likes me, but he doesn't think I should fight Max Holloway. That kind of makes me want to just go up right out of the gate and just call him out and just say, you know what, I want to show you guys what's up. I know he said if I struggle with O'Malley's height and size, I'm like, but did I actually struggle? I mean, I made one mistake compared to the first round where mostly I was pretty disciplined. I mean, there was some stuff where Sean had some really good feints. I will say that. So I bid on some of those. And it's mainly because I don't see feints like that, where it's kind of like I knew that going in. And it was really good feints. So I bid on the ones I thought was like real.
Yeah.
And to say I struggled, I mean, I literally had a read. He threw a front kick. I checked it. And as I'm doing it, I'm thinking I'm landing that cross. And I think he has an inch reach advantage over me. It's not like he has I'm 71, he's 72. So it's not like he had some crazy length advantage where he can hit me from Guam and I can't touch him. The legs, yes. But the upper body, when I could touch with the punches and stuff, just overextended, overreach, didn't roll my head after my punch. And I almost just froze. Once I saw the punch come in, I kind of just froze. I could have thrown it and still moving my head, but I saw it and I was like, I'm in a bad spot. And I literally just said that right as soon as I did it. But to say that I would struggle, well, that kind of gets me going. That kind of gets me to want to just be like, okay, I'll show you guys what's up. Because I don't think people really understand what I do, big body Aljo, what he can do compared to scrawny but shredded Aljo. It's just a different.
It's a
different manpower. Even Nas was telling me, he's like, bro, you ain't no bantamweight, bro. And I'm like, yo, it's a difference when I'm down at 135 and I'm right now 170, fat and happy, and I'm not even that fat right now. I'm still like pretty.
But like you at 45, like fight week, like early in fight week, you're like
still shredded.
You're a Energizer bunny.
Yeah.
But you're shredded, but like you have way more strength and energy than you do. Like
once
you're
I cut
working
down,
out,
I'm dead.
After anything under 140 is just like a different. You can't even work out. You just gotta sit in the blanket.
Yeah, and I man, like I was saying about my cardio and whatnot. So I think I don't know. The more I think about this and say this out loud, Max is the man, bro. I'm gonna straight up say Max is the fucking man. I go out and I beat the man, bro. Come on.
No, if you beat Max, you're like right back up there. Like,
and I think it erases my mistake. I mean, not completely, but it erases my mistake, but it would also give me that push where I could be like, now I would like for you to come up and fight me at 145 instead of me cutting all the way down to 135 and see how we do.
Well, no, because imagine you get the belt at 45 and then Sean wants to be double champ and he has to fight you.
Come bring that sweet ass. Come bring
and
that
then
sweet
it's
ass
a
back
rematch and that's a huge fight.
I know people are like, you're never going to beat Volk. Guys, man, crazier things have happened, dude.
Everyone said Sean wasn't going to beat you.
Yeah, no one gave him a chance. No one gave Sean Strickland a chance. This is the fight game. Styles make fights. Fight camps make fights and outcomes.
And timing, too.
And timing, too. You know? Oh, guys, remember, all champions turn around and fight in 3.5 months. It's not a big deal. It's just called being disciplined. I wish I could find which podcast episode that was when Sean was talking all that bravado.
It's what we do, bruh.
It's what we do. This is our job.
Then cut to Sean saying he wants to fight in December. Cut to Sean not fighting in December.
Yeah. And then saying, I think he's asking now for January or February. Maybe even March.
Bro, he was... did you watch the Rogan podcast?
I didn't watch all of it. So I watched like 5 minutes.
He got to a point where he was saying like, maybe UFC 300 would be cool, but that's in April, so I'm pretty sure it's going to happen before then. So it's like, it could be any time between It could be any time between January and April. Now that's the horizon, which would be like 8 months.
Sean O'Malley is you guys' king. Not you guys who, guys who follow me, but the majority of the world, this is what they like. They like someone who wants to just sit on the sidelines and just hang out. Remember what they say, champions fight, right? Well, champion should fight. Champ didn't even go 2 rounds. Champ won 1 round and started complaining about his legs. I'm walking, I'm training, I'm kicking the bags and everything.
And now he has all these injuries.
I'm the crybaby, right?
He's recovering.
It's crazy.
Which is like fine, but it's crazy because he was talking all that shit about you, wanting to recover. I mean, you have legitimate injuries too, you know?
And I fought him. I fought Piotr, came off of neck surgery. Man, it's like for anyone to question my toughness just makes me want to hold up a mirror and be like, look what I did and look what you've done. You want to question my toughness? Come on, man. Come on. It's not even, I mean, obviously the fans, they don't know, but the fighters whoever said it, I don't even think fighters, I think most of the fighters sided with me like, yo, 5 rounds is a lot. It's a lot to do and make those quick turnarounds. And I think they've all sided with me for the most part, saying I've been pretty damn active.
I just watched 2 UFC pros spar 3 rounds and like dead afterward.
Yeah.
3 rounds.
Let's do 5.
Yeah.
Tell them 2 more.
Ray was saying like, yeah, try doing 10 more minutes on top of that.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy, man. I'm not saying
you'll do that.
Pat me on my back, but it's like, yo, man, respect where respect is due. I can't get my head around the fact that this man didn't even fight 2 rounds and he's bitching about his legs and his injuries that he needs to recovery and his protocol is better than mine because he's at an optimal level. Because I guess the UFC PI ain't shit, Sean. I don't know. It's like you're shitting on people indirectly by saying that. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know.
But this is the king who's going to be active and wants to do all these great things. Didn't fight since October, then fought me in August. Then
how did he have all these injuries?
Now he's not fighting till...
You didn't fight for a year.
Bro, I've been in the lab, in the trenches.
Like his back, his rib, his back, his legs. I don't...
Yeah, it is.
I mean, all due respect, of course.
But that's the champ, bro. So respect, bro. Alhamdulillah.
He's the man right now. He calls the shots. So.
He gets to call the shots, kind of, sort of, but not really.
Speaking of the man, Bobby Green.
Ooh. They were calling my man a journeyman. I mean, I guess in the sense of the term, but what is really a journeyman? Someone that just has a long career?
It's like the guy who's 38, still winning fights, but he's never going to be champ, probably.
But you call him a journeyman because he's doing his job?
Because he's just fighting guys and putting on fights.
But he's doing his job.
Yeah.
It's like if I go to a teacher's job and be like, you've been here for 25 years. Are you a journeyman?
Well, okay, it's different because there's
you don't have no aspirations to become a principal or assistant principal, right? You see what I'm saying? It's like, well,
no,
should he stop fighting because he's never going to fight for the belt?
You're fighting for a championship.
Yeah, but is it the fact that he?
I don't think it's an insult.
Some people say it as an insult,
but
because they think it's insulting.
They can try to insult Bobby Green all he wants. He's making crazy money. Probably.
Word.
He's fighting often. I'm pretty sure he's. I've
Making
seen like the disclosed purse
for Cali.
posts.
California is still the
like he's doing good, man. So it's like, okay, insult him.
My man just took out the
multiple
number
6 figures.
10 guy in the world, undefeated in the UFC.
He was number 10?
I think so, and sniped him
he
in
was
32
like,
seconds.
People were looking at him like
a short cross. It wasn't even like it's not like he wound up. He just bink.
Yeah.
And just hit right on the button. I don't even think he's seen it. I think that's what did the most damage because he didn't even see it. And usually the shots you don't see are the ones that hurt you the most.
So Bobby Green should be at least top 15.
No, he's going to be ranked again.
Yeah.
100% ranked again.
He has to be.
I think he wins
He's
one
been
more.
On a tear.
I think they have to analyze, they have to entertain and analyze the landscape at 155 and be like, if we're going to capitalize on crazy Bobby Green, and when I say crazy, and I don't mean like in a disrespectful way. I know Bobby sometimes like, man, I heard what you said. I heard what you said, man. It ain't like that. It ain't like that, Bobby. I think it'd be a great opportunity for him to cap off his career and get a shot to fight for UFC gold. He fought Islam Makhachev on short notice. Did not look good. Fights Grant Dawson. He's had other fights where he's fought on short notice and looked better. So it's kind of like, well, which one is it? You know? I don't know. I'm excited for Bobby Green, man, because he's been a mainstay. He's been a guy who's been around for so long.
He's just always there.
Stop calling him a journeyman, man. Stop calling him a journeyman. I feel like a journeyman is like maybe someone on the regional circuit. If you're in the UFC, you're ranked, or you're just in the UFC.
They would call Masvidal a journeyman.
They did.
Even though he's like, I think, in his last like 6 fights, he fought for the title twice.
Yeah, but Colby is the one who kind of started that whole thing.
It's like, yeah.
Man, he's a journeyman. He's a journeyman.
I don't know. Now people are like looking up to Colby. People hated Colby. Now they love him.
Yeah. You know, I had a little epiphany the other night, and I was kind of like, I was listening to the Drake album, and you know, for the dogs.
For all the dogs.
For all the dogs, whatever. For all of them.
Fat D.
Fat D. Nah.
For all the dogs.
I guess.
That's what they're calling it. I'm just saying. But go ahead. So you're listening to Fat D.
I was listening to that Fat D, that real Fat D, and pause. And can you stop?
Stop what? One of those?
And then there was a song where the guy was talking on the intro, and he's like, "You need people like me. You need a bad guy to point the finger at." And I forgot what he said after that, and I was like, that makes me just want to be the villain all over again. Like, I didn't ask to be the villain. I kind of got thrown into that. And I was kind of like, you know what? Let's be the villain.
Yo, I've been telling this guy to fully go villain. Like, just embrace it. Like, instead of looking for cheers, look for boos.
But here's my thing is, I don't want to, this is the part I battle with, the disrespect. I'm not trying to cross lines with family, kids, and things like that.
You don't have to do that. If you just call out, like, there's ways you could do it. We should talk. We shouldn't just give it all the goods away,
but I'm just saying, like, respectfully, like, this is some of the things I've been thinking about. Like, I could play the villain. I don't mind being a character. As you guys see, I'm going out here. I'm doing everything from the first Jan fight.
Because it works.
I don't care.
Bro, you know why it works for you? Because they want to boo you anyway.
Yeah.
They want to boo you.
Now they do. They weren't booing me before.
No, but, like, now they do.
So crazy.
So it's like, that's why I was saying, while you had the pay-per-view points, like, I was like, make them, like, just rile them up. Get them invested in your downfall even more because it just translates to more dollars.
Yeah.
Which I think, because I feel like you would be 1 foot in, 1 foot out with it.
Well, I think because then people would ask me questions, and the part that I struggled with was like, should I be serious for this answer, or should I like still like be like playing the character kind of thing? And I'm like, I don't know. But I don't know. You might see a new leaf coming, guys.
I think, yeah, like,
we're gonna have some stuff cooking.
It's a new era. You're going up.
It's gonna be fun. We are signed with the WWE now, right? Am I right? So don't be alarmed if you see some cool shit. Oh, shout out Joe Pyfer, big win.
Body bags.
Body bagging him still.
I didn't even see it, but I heard about it.
Bill Aljo, and I know I said something about Al Hassan. I'm not saying he should be a BJJ expert, but when a guy goes for a head and arm, if you're just looking around, and then you just start punching, and then the punch kind of turns into like a subtle tap. It's like you almost like you're too proud to just go, okay, I tapped. You want to do this instead? I'm like, bruv, that's not a tap. That's silly to even do that. Now you're gonna go to sleep for no reason. And then two, you should know like a basic, even if he was to like grab his leg and then Pyfer just strong-armed him and he broke the grip. Okay, at least you'd be like, okay, I tried. It did not even look like he even had the slightest clue on what to do to defend it. And I was not drunk. I was sober.
Really?
So it's just interesting.
That's new.
To see that. Yeah, I woke up on the couch and I was kind of like, I missed like more than half the fights. I barely got to watch any of them. Called like Aljo from there on. So I got to watch him.
Okay.
I got to watch Al Hassan versus Joe Pyfer. I got to watch the main event. But yeah. So that's all I want to say. Like, you should know, if you're going to get people, or someone said, trying to be cheeky, there's only so many basic strikes, you should know how to defend them. Like, all right, that's just silly to even say, because if you run into something, that's completely different than versus if you're saying someone just threw a punch at me and I didn't know how to put my hand up, weave my head, slip, or bob. That's not the case. What we're talking about is someone catches you in a sequence and they have you dead to rights in an arm bar. You should at least know like a hitchhiker. You should at least know how to hold palm to palm, grab the bicep. You should at least know how to sit up and try to stack them. If they go triangle choke, you should at least know how to go the same side, step over the leg, pull back, create space. You should at least know how to posture up, fight the hands and get your posture up. You should at least know how to put the hip in the. There's so many different things. And I could go on. Someone puts you in a guillotine and you kind of like. It's silly, man. It's silly. All that. Just put your arm over the head, bro. Like basic. It doesn't. You don't have to be a wizard, man. I'm not saying you guys need to go out there and go BJJ fanatic. Like, nah. Just literally just put your arm over his. Like, I don't know.
Speaking of putting things over your arm, which flag are you carrying out now?
Oi, oi, carrying the flag them for the mandem.
The mandem's carrying the flag for the mandem.
See the mandem, yeah? See the mandem carrying the flag them, yeah? Everybody come and stand them, yeah? No, you can't stand them, yeah?
I'm out.
Mandem, yeah?
I'm retiring from the pod.
Yeah. I got bars, baby. I'm carrying the Jamaican flag and the US
mandem's
flag.
carrying the mandem.
Make sure y'all tune in because the next one is going to be great, man. Thank you, Dana, for realizing that whole thing was pretty silly. If they were like derogatory flags or flags of terrorist acts that were going on at the time, I could say, okay, maybe we should like postpone that for a little bit and just kind of
like
chill and just like, yo, my man, you gotta chill a little bit because right now you hot. You hot.
Are you good? Yo. You good?
I'm good.
I think you're just full belly. Aljo is just.
It's a different energy right now.
Pretty crazy happy.
I don't think we have anything else.
Pretty much it.
Going to
Abu Dhabi.
I might be going to Amsterdam because Funk Harbor we had a minor hiccup, guys. We're supposed to release this month. I'm gonna go to Amsterdam to try to speed up the process on some things, get that done. So this way we can have the release for October.
No invite.
Worst case scenario, early November, probably the first week, I would imagine. So fingers crossed. We get this settled, taken care of, and we could be all sipping on some fine Jamaican rum. Cannot wait.
So no invite.
Probably not. But I'll be in Abu Dhabi, UFC 294.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 93 was Sydney, Australia. UFC 294, I'll be there in Abu Dhabi. Come say what's up to the men them. That's it. That's all I got for you guys right now. Going to Abu Dhabi, then gonna hang out in Dubai for a little bit.
So you don't invite me to Amsterdam, you don't invite me to Abu Dhabi. What? It's like I'm not your camera guy. The fuck is this? Yo,
damn.
I didn't want to do this on the podcast, but
should we talk about it?
Fuck it.
All right.
Let's air it all
Thank
out.
you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
It doesn't matter what you think.
It does not matter what you think.
He did invite me to Abu Dhabi. I just turned it down.
All right, guys. Stay loved.
He's not a bad boss.
Stay blessed. Stay safe. Peace.
Stay gangster.